I ordered the Grand Canyon sundae, and I didn't get the Grand Canyon sundae.
That shit happens, man. If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
And if you caught the trailer trash from last week, which you should have, and if you haven't,
Go back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stop.
Don't pass go.
Yeah, don't pass go. Don't collect 200. Go back. Then you probably have a good idea what we're getting ourselves into. If you didn't, like we said, you should just go back and listen to it.
Yep.
Like, I think it's the least offensive 20 minutes.
Yeah. If you want short episodes, if you're listening to this long one, you could do another short one. Come on. But either way, if you're refusing to do that, give us a quick recap. What are we doing? So we're watching Clowntergeist. Really love the name more than anything else.
Yeah.
So Emma, a college student with a crippling fear of clowns, must come face to face with her worst fear when an evil spirit in the body of a clown is summoned, terrorizing the town she calls home.
Solid.
Yes.
Great.
It's I think that describes what we watched pretty well. I guess.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean that's it.
It makes more sense after seeing the movie. Like now that I know that crippling fear was actually the whole point of the movie, I appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, I don't, not one bit. So
yeah, and fair. And speaking of which, when I said in the trailer trash that I thought this movie might be better than I thought, I was wrong.
Yeah, you were far from it. I don't remember what my expectation from the trailer was, but
I think you thought mediocre. You thought like run of the mill movie.
Yeah, run of the mill. It just was bad. It was just bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But that's what we do here. We do not good. So
right. That's the whole premise. That's the reason why, thank you, listeners, they're tuning in.
All right, so let's get into it. So quick info, directed by Aaron Mertes.
Are we going Mertz?
We should know his name because he was a director or writer of Robot Riot.
Yeah, and I think don't go back and check, but I'm pretty sure I said exactly the same thing then when I was like Mertz.
Yeah, probably. Aaron Emiratis? Emiratis?
Yeah, let's go with Emiratis.
This is written by Aaron and story by Brad Belamijan. Belamijan?
That's a fun name to say, yeah.
I'm going with it, whatever.
Belamijan, I like it.
And then for who's in this movie, probably no household names.
Star-studded cast.
I'm gonna quickly go through the entire cast because there's only 12 people I think in the movie.
Yep.
Alphabetical order. So there's Monica Baker. She plays Heather, a friend.
Yep.
We got Brittany Belland. She plays Emma. She's kind of the main character. Yep. Brett Culver, Mr. Randall, Madeline Heel. She's a stoner roommate.
I wonder if she prefers Heil.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird.
That seems problematic, I guess.
Seems problematic. We'll go with Heel.
Yeah, Madeline Hitler.
Yeah.
You want to be on the podcast?
And we're already started. Aaron, the director / writer, he was the voice in the radio. Did you get this?
Oh no way! No, I didn't. I didn't see that.
He was Uncle Ted, and there's a voice throughout the movie on a radio station.
Uncle Ted. Okay, all right. So the voice that we heard in the trailer a bunch.
Yep.
Okay.
Is Uncle Ted. Sean Patrick Murray, he's Jonah, just a friend of Emma and Heather's. Tom Seidman, he's Pops, the old guy. Eric Corbin plays Ribcage the Clown. Did you caught his name? I didn't catch his name till the end of it.
Oh, I caught the name. Yeah, like halfway through, I guess.
Yeah, and then it makes sense because okay. Then we got John J. Fitty.
Yep.
Is that what we're going with? He plays the town sheriff. Katie Runger plays the obnoxious customer who I
don't like how the sheriff doesn't have a name.
Yeah, right.
He's just town sheriff. Like, come on.
Give me a little something.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of lines. So
there's 8 characters in this movie. Like, give them names.
You're right. Is it really that hard? Katie Runger plays obnoxious customer, who I think wasn't that the quote you read from?
Sure was.
She said that. Jesse Mendelson, clueless customer. Katie
Rigby. By the way, Katie Runger does not look like the kind of person who would eat a Grand Canyon sundae. I look like the kind of person who would eat a Grand Canyon sundae.
Checks out. I buy that. Caitlin Rigney and Mr. Randall's daughter, and then Ella Romero is inquisitive customer. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know who the inquisitive customer was.
I don't either. No clue. And then some numbers for it. This movie grossed worldwide. You ready for this? $54,209.
Which is unbelievable and is like what 11 times more than
than
the Fanatic.
Than the Fanatic.
Yep. Apparently, I'm going to start comparing all of our movies to how much the Fanatic made because it's laughable.
Yeah, I mean, we got to start with the baseline, right, and then kind of hopefully move up from there. And then this was on a budget, so I think you found some details in this, but it started on a $7,000 budget, right, from the director.
The interview was illuminating with our friend Aaron Mertz. He's like, yeah, I just figured, like, this is paraphrasing his actual quote, but I figured it'd just be a $7,000 movie, filming it in Nashville with my buddies, and then next thing you know, I'm flying out to LA and we're he was like, yeah, this is a real movie. I was like, is it?
Is it though?
Do bad movies cost $7,000? Like,
anything? Yeah. So that's kind of like the quick info. We have no production company sketchiness going on here.
No, this seems like on the up and up.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a low budget horror film, mockbuster. We've definitely declared it's a mockbuster of it.
Yeah, as sketchy as High Octane is in terms of Robot Riot, like it's not sketchy. They just make bad movies.
Yeah, low budget, not very good movies. Mm-hmm. So that's a quick info. I don't know if there's anything else. Is there anything else we need to?
No, let's get into the Hollywood pitch.
Do it.
So for me, wait, actually, before I say what I was going to say, can I say the director's Hollywood? He did the job for us.
Yeah, he did. So the director's like, he took our show idea. Should we do his first or should we do his after ours?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Let's do his first. Let's do his first. Give the setup for the audience here. Yeah. What he was set out to do. And then we'll tell him how he was wrong.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is what his goal was.
We'll correct him.
Yeah. It meets Poltergeist, which that's the name, I guess. Clowntergeist is. And then he said afterwards, like Jaws with a clown, which not selling it.
No, I'm not buying that.
Wildly overconfident.
That is. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think there's maybe two movies that can get away with saying that, and that's Jaws and Alien.
Sure.
Like it's like Jaws, but with an alien, and it's Jaws with Jaws because it's Jaws, and that's it.
You need like the brilliance of Jaws and the brilliance of Alien is like the overwhelming dread.
And you like don't see the villain you don't see it until the end.
Exactly. Yep. The hidden villain, the dread of what's to come, the dread of the unknown. Like there's so much good filmmaking that to say this is Jaws with a clown is wild.
Yeah, because you see the clown throughout the entire movie.
Immediately, like within the first 5-10 minutes, right? Like,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, you see it in the trailer.
Right. We see the clown in the trailer.
Yeah. So that's a bit much, Aaron. We're going to have to disagree with you on that.
Yeah. So what I appreciate also contained in this interview was
it's great to be confident, but just come on.
Well, and he was talking about how in the pantheon of clown horror movies, he was like, really, there's only it. So if you think about, and I was like, that's not true.
That's not true. Not true.
There's a million clown horror movies. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to add to the pile. He literally said, I wanted to add to the pile. I was like, you said first that there aren't that many, but then you
want to add to the pile.
Then there's a pile, apparently.
That sounds like the inconsistency of someone who says their movie is Jaws with a clown. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody who would eat a Grand Canyon sundae to me.
And then claim it's not a Grand Canyon sundae.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So speaking of movies with clowns, for me, I thought that this was clearly Drive Through meets Jennifer's Body. So Drive Through, you said you've never seen it, right?
I've never seen it.
Love Drive Through. This is gonna shout out the boys in the band again. Quick shout out to the boys in the band.
Here we go.
If you remember, in 2007, right before Canada trip,
Oh boy.
when we went to Montreal and other places, we watched this the night before we left on the trip.
Montreal and other places. Yeah. Okay.
Well, we went to New York City. We went to Montreal,
I
Toronto.
thought you meant other places within Montreal, because I've done that trip many times. Montreal and other places.
Oh no! Well, sure. But no, this was on the up and up. We did a big. I drove like 1,000 miles in a week when we turned 18, and we are like, oh, let's do New York City, quick stop in Buffalo, hit Niagara Falls, Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City. Came back through Maine, went camped in Acadia.
Jeez.
Like, we did it all.
That's hardcore. Yeah, I just went straight to Montreal to Canada because it was 18-year-old drinking age. That was it.
Right. Yeah, that was the highlight for sure. Yeah. But we made a grand trip of it. And the night before we left, we watched this movie, Drive Through. And John, shout out to John if he ever listens, suggested it, and we watched it at his house. And it was like, at the time we watched a ton of horror movies in high school. We weren't usually watching a lot of bad horror movies. This was like the first really bad horror movie I saw, and it was the premise is this. Within the first 2 minutes of the movie, there's an evil clown with crazy makeup that dunks a person's head into a deep fryer.
I was gonna say they had the fryer later. Yes,
exactly. Yes, it's exactly what you want. Love that movie, and obviously this movie reminds me of that.
Yes.
And then I say Jennifer's Body because got the demonic possession element.
A little bit of that. Yep.
Yeah, too easy to go the Exorcist card. Figured.
Yeah. Too easy.
Stretched things a little bit. Plus, I love the song Jennifer's Body that the movie was named after.
I thought Jennifer's Body was a pretty good, like.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you got?
So I went with Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And this, I'm not going to really explain this one too much, but maybe I have to a little bit, but meets single white female.
So I want you to explain it to me, but before you do,
yes,
have we talked about how much I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
We haven't. So please go on.
Sorry, I'm doing too many stories on the podcast today.
It's okay. That's what this is. What it is. That's what we do. Whatever.
This is gonna be a 2-hour episode.
We're trying to make it one. It's gonna be 2. Whatever.
So when I was a little kid,
Jesus.
When I was a little kid, I used to get up in the morning and like very early. My dad would get home from work at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, work the night shift, and I would wake up to see him super early, and he'd always be like watching weird stuff on TV. Like trying to unwind because it was after his work day, So like he just come home. He wasn't watching weird stuff because it was early. He was watching weird stuff because he likes to watch weird stuff. So like a lot of Doctor Who, lot of Doctor Who. I watched all of the and at this point, this is the 90s. This is the early 90s, so it's reruns from the 60s.
Yep, pretty much
before they brought it back. Yeah, and. So really, really good. And then one time he was watching this movie and I saw a guy get his head punched off.
Yep.
Yeah. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So this movie is like the actual first scary clown movie I ever saw and scared me shitless.
Yeah. So are you, before we go on though, are you actually scared of clowns?
No.
Okay.
I'm pro clown.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have any problem with them. I think I had a problem after watching Poltergeist.
Sure.
But that was, because I watched the movie when I was way too young. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with clowns.
No. I don't have a problem with, there were other things that scared me way more.
Yeah, like fucking Jaws.
Yeah,
I don't go in the ocean still because of that movie.
That's why you don't go in the ocean.
There you go. Truth is out. The truth is out there.
And Killer Clowns, did you know, made by the Chiodo brothers there.
To who?
Chiodo Brothers. They do like a bunch of visual effects. Have a post-hardcore band, the Chiodos Brothers, named after them.
No.
Chiodos. Yeah.
I have to do
A
some
lot of
digging.
deep cuts, a lot of connections for me. You pulled up a lot of personal stuff. So yeah, shout out to Chiodos and the Chiodo Brothers if you want to be on the podcast.
Shout out to personal stuff. And then single white female. I don't know, just because Emma and Heather are two roommates, and I think Heather is. I think she's on the crazier end of things.
I got that vibe.
Yeah, you'll see it as we go through the breakdown, but she's. I don't know. I think she's kind of messing with her friend's head a little bit. This could be just how she's just, yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was just that she was such a bad actor or if they actually had some kind of weird chemistry.
I'm going to go with weird chemistry. All right. So fast facts, moving on.
Yep. So fast facts, we pulled up a bunch of stuff. I pulled up a bunch of stuff from the interview in other places. So
this interview is fantastic. Wherever you found this, it's great to find these nuggets of.
Oh, he did a bunch of them actually. So I read like 2 or 3 interviews that he did with like tiny horror movie blogs.
Oh my God.
Which that's what you love to see. That's how you know the director's accessible. Love it. So I called it out in Trailer Trash. Didn't realize it because I hadn't read the interview at that point, but the director actually based this off of that urban legend I was talking about.
I'm reading this now. I see what yeah. So he made a short about it.
So he made a short film about the urban legend and then based this movie off of his short film.
Okay.
So yeah.
So nothing to do at all with jumping on the It bandwagon.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nothing to do with it.
No, nothing at all to do with it.
I mean, he made this short film in 2012, so I don't know. It kind of tracks.
That's true. I mean, is the urban legend around longer than the story of it?
I mean, when did it come out? Like the 70s? When did Stephen King write it?
Oh, God. Yeah, probably around there.
Yeah. Shout out to Brady. You read books. You probably know when it came out.
Yeah, shoot us an email.
Yeah, he's not on the podcast.
We don't trust the internet.
No, sure don't. So yeah, that was the first fun fact. Then I wouldn't call this a fast fact, but just a great quote of Aaron Mertz.
Let's just call him Aaron. It's like we know him. We've already gone through 2 of his movies. We know him, so just call him Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, says that his biggest fear is to accidentally make something great. Now, I get this.
Is it like a Yogi Berra type comment?
Right? Like, I get the spirit of the quote. I think what he's saying is so many, small time directors have like inadvertently made, like, think about Star Wars. Like, you weren't expecting it to be the hit that it became. I think he's comparing his movie to Star Wars.
Or Jaws.
Yeah, or Jaws. Where you accidentally make something really good. Don't care for it.
I don't care for it either.
He sounds kind of a little bit on his high horse over there. Aaron, if you want to be on the podcast.
Definitely can just ride up with your high horse and let's chat.
Yep. Fuck you. If you want to be on the podcast.
Don't take any offense. That's a welcoming call. That's just what we do here.
Yeah, exactly. It's this meets that 101.
Yeah. Don't be insulted at that. Just come on the show.
Yeah.
I buy that.
The other thing that I thought was interesting in this interview, he admitted that the horror scenes were very scripted. Anytime that there was anything where the clown was involved, like exactly what was on the page.
Yeah.
But all of like the world building scenes like in between apparently was full of a ton of improv, which explains all of the nonsense dialogue.
That pretty much explains everything we're about to talk about. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that one. Good to see it confirmed though.
Yeah. That's good.
We have other things that are good to see confirmed.
Keep going, man. You got all these, so keep going.
Yeah, I assumed Aaron was afraid of clowns and vomiting since those are the only 2 things that happened in this movie.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And he confirmed it.
Yep, and he confirmed it in the interview. Said that he would happily lay in bed with spiders which is a weird thing to say.
Mm,
But anytime someone pukes around him, it's all over.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of people puking around me. I mean,
Sure.
who's like, I fucking love when people puke around me.
You know what I'm really into?
You know, what I really like. I like when clowns are around and people are vomiting.
Yeah. If clowns puke,
But I think I'd rather take someone vomiting versus laying in a bed of spiders. That sounds terrifying.
yeah, it sounds awful.
Yeah. Get your priorities straight, Aaron.
Right.
Get your fears in order, would you?
Yeah,
You're afraid of clowns vomiting and making something great. Get out of here. You know what?
Yeah. Fear
It's still coming to show, but get out of here.
fear like your own mortality or something like a normal person.
Yeah, right.
So then related to the budget again, originally he was planning on making this like a $7,000 movie shot in Nashville character. Apparently he's trying to revitalize / create, because I don't think there's anything to revitalize, like the horror scene in Nashville.
Is that a thing?
No. But according to Aaron,
I think Nashville's doing just fine.
yeah, I think they have other stuff. Yeah. So anyway, he wants to make Nashville known for horror movies. So it's supposed to be shot there. But then apparently his friends thought this movie was such a great idea that they just kept giving him money for it, which, Aaron, please introduce us to your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. If they want to keep dishing out money for this podcast to happen.
Yeah, we would love that.
Please.
And it ended up being shot in LA, like a real movie.
like every yeah. It was shot in Orange County, I think, right?
Yep. And big shout out to Watson's Soda Fountain and Cafe.
Yeah, in the OC.
Where apparently most of this movie takes place.
Yeah, like I have comments about this place. I think I want to go there. And we looked up photos of Watson's Soda Fountain, and it doesn't look like what this movie looks like.
No, not at all.
It's like another part we're missing, but
the movie was shot in the back room.
Yeah, like the way back room. Because I'm also curious, because like it's a soda fountain like diner place, but like in the movie, there's scenes of them. It looks like they're at like a ribbon store or something.
Ribbon store.
Did you not catch that in the background of like where
No.
the cash register was? It looked like there was like, you didn't see all of it. Like there was a whole rack of like ribbon. I was like, what is going on? Where are they?
What?
Yes. It looked like it was like a truck stop and like a Michael's, you know.
Wait, they sell ribbon at truck stops?
No, you didn't listen the rest of the thing I said there, like a Michael's, you know, right? Michael's.
Like
is that a region? Is that just a regional place? It's probably just regional. No one else knows what that is.
Oh, I know Michael's. Yeah, we all know Michael's.
Well, yeah, you and I do because we're from this region. But is Michael's like a national?
Yeah, like Hobby Lobby, but less religious. Michael's.
Michael's. It's like our one listener in Sweden's not going to know. He's like, Michael's. What is Michael's?
Hobby Lobby. What's that?
We've said all these names too many times. But yeah, so Watson Soda Fountain and the OC. I'd go there. I'd check it out.
Let's say another name.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it then. Spoilers galore for Clowntergeist. Jesus.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Poltergeist is definitely a better movie. Go watch that.
Sorry, listeners.
All right. So we let's break this down. So opening credits, pretty quiet. Two production companies, Exit 10 Films, High Octane Pictures, who we're very familiar with.
Yep, Robot Riot style. I almost thought we had seen Exit 10 somewhere too. I didn't do enough research to.
No, me neither. I don't think so. Exit 10 just they seemed very low budget.
Yeah, but nothing really to write home about, which is disappointing for me.
Yeah, I know you love that part, but hey, I think there's plenty left for you to be upset about because
Right. Yeah. Then let's talk about spitting blood in sinks.
I don't know how many times you spit blood in the sink, but this is a pretty great. I was like, oh, great start. Nothing like a sink and then just blood just getting spit into a sink. I'm like, man.
If I had a nickel, I'd have 30 nickels. Yeah.
30 nickels? Wow, that's a lot of spit and blood.
Big blood boy.
I've got like one or two, I think. So we get this girl just in the bathroom spitting blood into a sink. It's pretty gruesome, and she's got blood around her mouth, and she just looks not very good.
Yep, and we hear the presumed father, but there's like some guy saying like, "The doctor's gonna make you feel better. Don't worry, sweetie. You're gonna."
Yeah, I love you.
I'm very worried.
Yeah, I'm very worried. I'd be super worried. Like, no, she's gonna die. Are you kidding me? Was this ever explained?
Which part? The spitting of blood? No.
Yeah. Okay. I just had a moment where I was like, wait, was this? Did this come up with anyone else? And
I guess it's part of the haunting, but then again, it never comes up again. So.
And it never happens to anyone else, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's, like the movie did, just brush over that. Cool opening, bro. But
yeah, then we get our first date.
Yes. Oh man.
I think I mentioned it in Trailer Trash. I love when movies take place in like 2 days. Give me a concrete time frame. Give me a start. Give me an end. But I hate when it's when they're constantly reminding you what time it is.
Oh my god! So yeah, we get this quick scene, and then it's like May 28th, 7:22 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath that it says 90 minutes until attack.
Yep,
that's it. And it's like, oh my god, this is like, it feels like an episode of like a like Law and Order. Boom, boom.
Yeah,
like
yes,
May 28th, 7:22 p.m. Bathroom
like,
sink.
Also, it's pretty bright for 7:22 p.m. at this point. Like this,
I was thinking the same thing. There's definitely it's summertime.
Yeah, I guess we're
Southern California summer.
For our international listeners, Russ and I are in the Boston area, in Massachusetts, which is dark for like 17 hours a day now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, we're like the Norway of the United States, except for not Alaska. The other Norway of the United States.
Yeah, and the healthcare, I think, right, and everything else. Yeah, remind us all that, but
I don't know, Massachusetts, we got good healthcare here.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, yeah, we're not used to it being bright at 7:30.
No, only in the summer, right? That's it. So
right.
7:30. Yeah. So whatever.
Yep. So then we're just sitting on a crossbow.
Yeah, and then
the
dad who loves his hat. So he heads to the living room, sits on the couch, got a crossbow, as one does.
Yep.
In seven.
And a tower of balloons above you, as one does.
Yeah, and they panned up, and it was just like, yeah, a bunch of balloons, red balloons, and I was like, oh, okay, you've piqued my interest here, Clowntergeist.
Yeah, it's like I've got enough information to be both interested and very confused.
Yeah, that's that. They're doing right so far. And then we cut quickly to a girl who was in the bathroom puking up blood, spitting up blood. She's frantically packing. And then we see a red balloon with the date and time, which is 90 minutes from that point, right?
I don't know. I think that because I thought that balloon said, oh no, I think you're right. Yeah, I guess
when she walks to the bedroom, there's a balloon they pan to, and it says May 28th, 7. Oh, now you do 90 minutes on top of 7:22 p.m. But come on, just make it all even times. Make it 7:20. Yeah. Make it 7:30. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, that way they don't want you to do the math, Russ.
Yeah, because we know it's all wrong.
And like at this point, when she's about to escape, right?
Escape?
Not quite yet. Yeah, escape from her own house.
Oh yeah. She's escaping from her own house, I guess. I don't know. She packs. She leaves. She gets in a car, and then Dad's like, "Where?" By the way, in the living room, I don't know how homes are made or designed, but most times like living rooms aren't they pretty close, like the front door?
Usually, yeah.
Wouldn't you hear someone who's frantically packing and running out the front door?
Yes.
I don't know. This is nitpicking, but I'm just kind of throwing thoughts out there.
And then he's kind of giving us the Willy Wonka. No, wait, stop, don't go.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was such a half-assed effort, but.
Yeah, not effective. Spoilers. She gets away.
She gets away as soon as she's in a call and in the car, and she calls good old Uncle Ted.
Aaron, our buddy Aaron.
Our boy Aaron.
Yeah. Which I'm so much happier now that I know it's his voice.
It's very Hitchcock of him, but him not actually being in the movie, you know?
Yep. And then it's like, okay, I like in the car when she's on the phone with Uncle Ted, it's agreed upon already. I'm going to spend the night and I'm not going to touch anything. Got it.
Yes. Like this is a house rule. Don't touch anything. He reminds her like, just don't touch anything, would you? Great uncle.
Yep. So she rolls up into the house. She's getting settled. The lights go out because of course they do.
Of course they do.
It's a horror movie.
The lights have to go out.
This is when we get more credits. So, like, I feel like
the credits actually now really start.
Yeah, and I thought we were too far into the movie for credits, but I guess not.
Nope. I mean, there was only like 5.
Sure.
It was like,
but like, do them at the beginning or the end. I don't know.
You're not a get a little intro and then get the credits thing.
No, I'm out on that.
What's your take on James Bond movies then? All right, we'll move on.
Pretty good.
So then lights go out. She calls Uncle Ted again.
Yep.
AKA Uncle Aaron. And she's like, hey, the lights went out. And he's just like, I think he says I'll send someone over tomorrow to fix them.
Yeah, I think so. And she's like, well, there's probably a circuit breaker, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's down the hall, the basement, probably. It's like, of course it is.
Yeah. And then like I appreciate and also don't appreciate how they glossed over her like finding this lantern. Like it seems like she knows this house much better than she actually does. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's funny because she's not supposed to touch anything. So why she grab the lantern? Don't touch anything.
Right. Like, oh, you knew where that lantern was. You know where all the stuff is. Like,
yeah, you're not supposed to be touching anything. Don't put the lantern in.
Yeah. Also, don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
And this is when we get our first like. This is another thing. Now that you're saying about the blood spitting in the sink, I totally forgot that never came up again. Another thing that never came up again. Remember when the chair moved?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Like they're trying to show that it's a ghost movie. Like, oh, we're getting to a paranormal activity or something like that, where there's a chair that just slides across the floor 6 feet on its own.
Yeah.
Never happens again. Nothing like that ever happens again.
No. And I think in the way it was done, it was like, it just felt low budget. Sorry, Aaron.
Like, you know what? I bet he tied fishing line to the chair. And
I was just saying that you just read my mind and said it out loud. So she's got this lantern, which, by the way, she has a phone. She could just use the flashlight on her phone. It's probably more powerful than lantern. Anyways, whatever. Moving on. Yeah. I'm just thinking of things I would do in these situations.
Sure.
I would have left the house. I would have gone somewhere else. My uncle also been like, "Hey, you can touch whatever you want. Go for it."
Yeah, my uncle's like, "Please touch all the things."
Yeah, my uncle's not an asshole.
Right. Fair enough. She seems to be traveling very far to try and find the circuit breaker. She's like wandering, like compared to how quickly we cut between scenes later on in the movie, this scene seems to last forever.
It's like building tension, but in a labyrinth of a basement. Yeah,
and when we cut in on the house at the beginning, it's just not a big house, seemingly from the outside.
I don't think so.
Unless it's like a real deep house or something, but
a real deep house?
Sure, like maybe far back on the lot. I'm saying far back. Yeah, I hate this.
Sorry. A real deep house. That's fine. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know how to pronounce words.
Deep house.
So she's slowly making her way down to the basement to find a circuit breaker to turn the lights back on. Right. This basement is a maze. It's kind of crazy. She opens one room and they do a quick cut where like the hangers are like shaking and moving and a door slams.
Yeah.
Did you get a sense of what that room was? Was that just like a weird pantry room or something?
No, that's exactly what I was wondering. The same thing. Of like,
it looked like a bathroom stall.
Yeah, it looked exactly like a bathroom stall. Like, what is this basement? Why are there so many weird like corridors? And
I'm so confused by that.
Yeah, it seems like more like a starship than it does basement, a small house.
Than a very deep basement.
And like also she's supposed to like die at a specific time.
Yes.
Why is she so worried about? Like she knows exactly when she's supposed to die.
Yeah.
Are we coming up on that? You'd think she'd have a better tab on that.
And she's patrolling her way. Patrolling? No. not patrolling. She's making her way through the basement. I'm going to throw out there, Uncle Ted, big hoarder.
Oh yeah, lots of garbage.
Very organized hoarder, but he's a big hoarder. Like there is just shit everywhere.
Yeah. No, we don't know if Uncle Ted lives alone. Like maybe Uncle Ted has a large family. He's got 5 kids. They all hoard a bunch of stuff.
That's possibly true, but
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here, you know?
that's fair. I think you're being nicer to Uncle Ted than you should be, but okay.
Probably.
So she flips on the lights. Lights are back on, thank God. And then she heads back upstairs. She calls Uncle Ted, right?
Yep.
It's like, hey, fix the lights, whatever. And then she's sitting down, and I think she gets a glimpse of like just the nose kind of profile of a creepy clown in the corner.
Yep. This is our first glimpse of the clown. And this is like when
not Jaws.
Not Jaws.
I mean, I guess if you equate it to a fin, maybe, but
no,
definitely not.
No, it's the whole thing. It's like if they showed you the shark in the background, you're like, oh yeah, don't forget there's a shark over there. And I'm like, why would you approach the creepy statue? Like she walks up to it, like it's, I don't know,
right?
Lots of upsetting things.
And then this is where we get scene from the trailer. It kind of like now kind of pulls together and makes.
Yep, this is our urban legend moment, right? Like I know you're not supposed to touch anything, but do you mind if I cover up that creepy clown statue in the corner? And he goes, "Get out of the house right now." And she's like, "Wait, why? What are you talking about? Get out of the house right now. We don't have a clown statue."
It's like, does the uncle, is he like aware of like this crazy clown that kills people?
Seemingly.
Or
again, never referenced again. We never hear from Uncle Ted again.
I feel like, yeah, you definitely don't. But I feel like if anyone called you and was just like, "Hey, you mind if I put a blanket over this creepy clown statue you have?" I'd be like,
yes, I do mind.
I do mind. I do mind. Sleep well,
yeah.
And I'd hang up on you.
Right. Yeah, I'm obviously pulling a prank in that situation, not being like,
absolutely. I'm fucking my Airbnb guest at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, what clown? That clown? He's fine.
It's because I have a clown statue in my bedroom.
How does he know immediately? Like, call the cops, get out of there, because like we don't have a clown statue.
Yeah, he's got a solid inventory. He's like every insurance adjuster's, wet dream of. Like no, like has a good inventory in mind of everything in his house and exactly its value. We definitely don't have a clown statue. I promise you that.
We absolutely do not have one. Did you touch it? Because you shouldn't touch it, but we don't have one.
Yeah, he's like, I'm taking that clown to Antiques Roadshow next week.
And in classic horror movie fashion, she has her back to the creepy clown statue.
Right.
I feel like I don't consider myself a creepy clown expert.
Right. You're somewhere between creepy clown expert and normal clown enthusiast.
Yes. Yeah, I put myself right there. But I would say if you saw something that was creepy like that, you wouldn't put your back to it.
No, I would keep my front to it.
That's always a good safety tip. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Don't put your back towards the danger.
Yeah. Don't turn away from weird stuff.
Yes.
It's probably weird.
Just because you turn away doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. Like body decomposition, decomp, as we say in the biz. Yeah. If you see something, say something. Don't turn away from weird stuff.
And
we get the title card, right? This is when the clown attacks.
Clown just zips in, quick cut, grabs her, and that's it.
Yep. And scene. Clowntergeist.
And boom, we are in.
Oh, okay. Now I know our villain.
Now we're in. Then we cut to weird house, apartment place.
Yeah. Which did you see what was written on the box? I don't think you did.
Oh no, I did.
Not Amazon. I'm talking about. Did you see the like crayon that was written on? Okay,
yeah, dream catchers.
Yeah. What the fuck? Who has a whole box of dream catchers?
I have no idea. I don't even know. Don't even know where to begin with that one. I saw it and I was like, I'm skipping over this.
Yeah, I did not skip over it because it upset me.
Yeah. So when they do first, like they do a shot, like a establishing shot of like the house, and there's like a pickup truck out front.
Yep.
And there's like a bunch of stuff in it, and there's definitely a very well placed Amazon box.
Yep.
And I think we both have kind of ideas of why that box is there. I mean,
I thought,
it's pretty blatant. Like it's
yeah, I thought like, oh, it's on Amazon Prime that I'm watching this right now. Shout out to Jeff Bezos, as usual. But like, I assumed there was some kind of product placement involved. Maybe they paid for this. Maybe it's an Amazon original that I didn't know.
I don't.
It's not.
No,
it's definitely not.
There's no way. And I think they maybe put it there hoping that they would have. We both wrote the same thing. Great product placement. Like, are they hoping to get money from Amazon? Like, well, if we don't, whatever.
Like, do you think they called up Jeff and were like, "Hey, like Jeff, we got some Amazon boxes. Be a shame if they changed into FedEx boxes or Walmart." I don't know. Like,
yeah, well, I think Walmart's.
Who's Amazon's competitors is everyone these days, but
well, yeah, well, not until they eat everyone, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd say Walmart. It'd be a shame if we just, kind of photoshopped,
Yeah, rollback.
So then we go inside the house, and our main character, I'm assuming at this point. I mean, I know it's our main character. It's our main character, Emma.
Yeah.
She's packing a box. I'm going to throw it out there. She's not a very good mover.
No. She's an awful friend.
She has no idea of like geometry and geometrical space.
Yeah, just like throwing things in boxes.
And the box just wouldn't fit through the door, and it was just kind of, I don't know, just didn't make any sense. So
nightmare. And this is when we meet knockoff Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, stoner friend.
Yeah, who I think is credited as stoner roommate.
Yes, she is.
She's out of her gourd, absolutely out of her gourd. Like not
high as a kite,
not forming coherent sentences, really giving everyone a bad name.
She's probably the hero of the movie though, because she just got high and left town. She's a genius.
You're right. Yeah, she survived for sure.
So then we get another friend just pops up out of nowhere. The other roommate. So basically, it's these three girls live together.
Yeah, and they're mean. I'm already assuming they're mean. Like they're picking on the stoner girl who just left.
Yeah.
Seconds after she walks away.
Yeah. Even before that, she's like, "Hey," she drops off the box out front, and stoner girl's like, "Hey, you mind help me with this box?" And the girl just kicks it off the porch.
Yeah, ruthless.
It's like, nice, bully.
No, and then they're like they were trying to establish some kind of relationship between Emma and Heather, which we realize they're roommates. Seemingly they're good friends. Apparently they had this third roommate that they both hated. And
she paid her rent on time though, so I mean, come on.
Right, exactly. Like what more could you ask for?
She's a stoner. She probably just hung in her room, got high, and paid her rent on time. Like that sounds like a fantastic roommate.
It's exactly what you want in a roommate.
She just eats cereal all day, whatever.
Yeah. Right. Perfect. Like she's not using the kitchen. She's not. Yeah.
I feel bad for the stoner roommate now.
Yeah. Emma's really worried about passing her classes now. Like
confirms she's a real idiot when she tried to move the box out of the room and she couldn't fit it through the, like, come on.
Exactly. Grow up, do a little math for me one time. And then we cut to the laundry room where Emma's like unloading the dryer and
freaks out.
Like, maybe we should have like a celebration that the roommate moved out. We should play Twister. No, like that got weird last time. Oh, okay. Good throwaway line for Jonah, who we don't know yet. But
we'll meet soon.
Apparently he's a Twister weirdo. Have
you ever had a party for a roommate that moved out that you didn't like?
Actually, maybe.
Okay. All right,
yeah. Shout out to Nolan. Shout out to Nolan, who we called No Fun sometimes. He'll definitely never, ever listen to the podcast, but he might actually. I don't know. Yeah, Nolan, if you're out there, I remember we
hit us up. Let's talk about this.
I moved in and I had a bunch of booze bottles in the freezer, and he was like, "Oh, like you guys are a couple of booze heads, huh?" And I was like, "This is gonna be a long 3 months."
Yeah. It's gonna be, you should have been like, Nolan, I think the term is booze hound. Booze hound is what you're looking for.
Any term, really.
Booze head.
No, more. I like a casual drink every now and then, and like a normal person. Yeah, and then she pulls this clown T-shirt out of the dryer, And she's like, "Oh, get it away from me!" We're like, oh, good, establishing her fear of clowns early on.
Yeah, let's lock that down. It's an obnoxious yellow shirt with a clown on it.
Oh, it's kind of a cool shirt, I thought.
Okay, so we see yellow shirt. We reinforce how terrified Emma is of clowns, and then we jump to kind of a quick cutscene through out and about around town. And end up at an ice cream shop.
Yeah, they're trying. I mean, they're trying to make it seem like a small town USA kind of thing. I was thinking like Wyoming, Utah. I got very small town vibes.
That's what I got too. I kind of felt like they were pushing for like a New Englandish vibe too. Like it could have been like Vermont, like Burlington or something like that, or I don't know. That's like the
Totally, yeah.
They don't really. I don't think they explicitly say where it is.
So then, yeah, this is when we get our first meeting of the terrible woman here. Obnoxious. I believe she's credited as obnoxious customer.
Not to be confused with was it intrigued customer,
inquisitive customer.
Inquisitive, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
you got clueless, inquisitive, and obnoxious. This is obnoxious with I ordered the Grand Canyon sundae and didn't get the Grand Canyon sundae. I love Heather's response is just like, well, you already ate it, so how am I supposed to know what you got? Okay.
All right. What kind of shop are we running here? Well, who are these people? Come on, move along.
Grow up.
Know what you ordered. This is also the point where I couldn't, I don't know how you felt about this, but I couldn't hear dialogue. This is what I noticed in the movie where like, I couldn't hear any dialogue and all the background noise was so much louder than the dialogue. Like I was cranking my TV up to like hear like what the characters are saying to each other.
Yeah, I had it turned up.
This persisted for me throughout the rest of the movie and it was so annoying.
Yeah, agreed. I had it turned up pretty high and I turned the caption on because I couldn't understand anything they were saying otherwise.
Oh man.
So this is when we get introduced to Jonah, another new main character.
Yep. And we get two key characters here.
True. Jonah first, I think, right?
Yes, I think so.
This is their vacation. It's our job to make it great, which I'm imagining every person who works at an ice cream shop says. Like, yeah, all right. Suck in the capitalism a little bit more there.
Yeah, right.
Talking a lot about a lost box cutter. I don't know. Weird stuff happens. And then we get introduced to our other main character here, Pops.
Pops, yep.
Who I wrote at this point, this guy is definitely the evil clown.
I didn't write it, but I was definitely like, yep, this guy is the creepy clown guy.
Right? Like immediately, as soon as he comes on the scene, he's saying weird stuff. Like our main character, Emma, says they're both talking about the incidents that have occurred in town, I guess, of this clown murder. And Emma says, should I be worried? And he goes, oh, yeah, probably.
Like, all right. I also wrote like there's a scene where he's like opening up like a box of like ice cream or something like that, and he pulls out the box cutter, and it's like so like blatant, like, hey, here's a box cutter, and she's like, hey, I hope you don't attack me with that. And I was like, all I wrote down was like, I swear to God, if that box cutter comes back later, and I didn't know how to finish that because I wasn't sure if I'd be angry, annoyed, or okay with that.
Yeah.
Ugh, box cutter. It's gonna come back later. Okay, got it. This guy is definitely involved. And then we get a little more laying on thick of her fear of clowns. He's like, hey, clownsicles. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of clown-based events in Emma's life, apparently.
Yeah. Who? Clownsicles? Are those? No, stop it.
No, I've never, in all my years of patronizing, I think patronizing is a weird word.
No, I don't think that's the right word.
I think you say patronizing when you're a patron of a thing, like a patron of a restaurant, right? I patronize that place. I think you say that, but also patronizing, like I'm talking down to you.
I think you just say you're a patron of that place.
I don't know, man. Like I guess so.
We got any English language people?
Yeah. Send us an email. It's this means that at gmail.com.
Dictionary.com. Send us an email. Let us know.
Yeah. Merriam-Webster, if you're out there.
One of you, both of you. Is it two people, one person? I don't even know.
I assume Merriam was the first name and Webster was the last name. Even though it's hyphenated.
So then we get all this, and then we get
they're talking about spitting in people's ice cream.
Oh yeah, that's gross. That's
Yeah,
absolutely
she's like,
gross.
oh, I really hate our customers. I bet I should spit in it. And she's like, but I wouldn't.
I don't know. Like I worked in a restaurant, and I don't know. That's like even I don't care how much you hate someone. Like spitting in their food is.
Yeah, well, it's not only very gross, but also super fast track to getting fired. Like,
yeah, definitely.
the most possible health violation.
Yeah, I don't care how much you hate someone.
Mm-hmm. Then we meet the sheriff, right?
And then we meet the sheriff, who he just comes in kind of in a huff into this ice cream shop, right?
Oh, he's coming in hot.
Very hot. And he comes in and he starts speaking. And is he British?
Yes. And so I read the same thing. Wait, he's British? And he said a few lines before I got it. Like he had a few lines of dialogue.
Yep.
Didn't hear it. And then he says, just do as I ask, okay? And I was like, ask?
Ask?
Excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît.
So we have a British sheriff, kind of out of place. Doesn't make any sense. And he's like all shooken up. He's, crazy, just, got a whole vibe about him. And
he evacuate the ice cream place.
Yeah, he tells Jonah, the manager of the ice cream shop, he's got to, evacuate the place. So Jonah's like, he's then freaked out and he goes over and he announces across the loudspeaker, tell everyone, hey, we're closing up early and there's a curfew of like 11 o'clock or something.
Yeah, exactly. Curfew is 11 o'clock.
And then, but does he say to everyone, like, why? Does he say there's a curfew because it's a manhunt to everyone?
No, well, so no, he doesn't. And then what I love is, like, did you pick up on all of the guests in the background? So like all of the extras in the background saying weird stuff.
Yes.
They're like, where are we supposed to go? Anywhere but here. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Go home.
Yeah, which they say at some point. He's like, well, you go home, but you don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Yeah, and there's such a weird thing. And then they cut to like some random kid taking a photo. Was he taking a photo of Jonah with a disposable camera?
Oh, interesting. I don't think I saw it.
It was like a weird cut. It was just like this kid taking a photo with a disposable camera. I'm like, what is going on right now? What is happening right now?
No, I think I totally missed that. But I did appreciate Jonah saying, go home or go to the next town 60 miles down the street. Like, oh, okay. Way to beat us over the head with you're somewhere
in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Then at this point, the sheriff pretty much gave a lot of information to an ice cream shop manager about what's going on.
Yes. Yeah. There was a high school girl dead, found an hour ago. Oh, okay.
Like this is an open investigation murder case, and he basically just tells this all to an ice cream shop manager.
Yep. No, he I don't know, like it seems like you didn't catch it. He's not the manager. He's the temporary manager.
Oh, he was just a temp manager? Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh,
he's the manager at the moment. He's the manager because the manager left and said, you're in charge while I'm gone.
So the sheriff basically just told him all about this. Like, yeah, there's been a murder. A high school girl was dead, and there's a manhunt going on. That seems like all things that a sheriff shouldn't say.
Yeah, I guess. And then you evacuate the ice cream parlor.
And then Jonah's basically telling this all to Heather and Emma because they're all coworkers and friends, whatever. And then
should we close? Should we shut down the business?
Yeah, and Jonah's got a lot of good lines here. I think he spits out all of his great lines in this whole thing.
We don't close for the apocalypse.
Yeah, or murder is a freaky thing. Like what?
Yeah, Jesus. Jonah officially sucks now. I liked Jonah at first. It's when he started talking about, it's their vacation. It's our job to make it good. I appreciated Jonah's work ethic. Now I hate Jonah because he's like, haha, Emma, watch out for murderers. Like,
it's like,
what?
Yeah, man, there's like a fucking manhunt going on. What are you doing here?
There is a murderer out there, so sure.
That's fair. And then we jump to
well, before that, it's right at the very end of that scene. Heather has a nice line of, we're all gonna die tonight, and then everyone's like, ah.
That's pretty funny. Spoilers, they all do, except for one.
Except for Emma, who probably deserves it the most.
Yeah. And then we got back to the dad. Do we know his name? Do we know his name yet?
Nope, Daddy's hearing things.
Yeah, so dad of the girl who died in the very beginning, he's a recurring character. He's pretty important actually for the entire movie.
Yeah.
And he's just home with his crossbow, chilling, hanging out.
Yeah. This guy is defined by his crossbow.
Yes, crossbow and hat. That's what he's got. And
And
hearing things.
actually looks nothing like Adam Sandler except for that one scene.
Yeah, no, he just looks like a guy who could play any other like guy. And then we get the clown knocking on the window.
Yep. This is from the trailer. This is where I got the Adam Sandler bit. Yeah.
It's pretty much just the clown fucking with the dad. And we get a couple more cheap jump scares. Most of this movie, like all the scares are that, right?
Oh yeah. A couple of good lines here that made me uncomfortable, like, Daddy, I can't eat anymore. You promised to protect me.
Yeah, because he's having some vision, right? I guess the clown is giving some vision of his dead daughter eating food and whatever. And yeah,
Right. Very It ripoff. Like
yes.
I don't know if you picked up on that, but like the demon clown in this movie is almost exactly like the demon clown in It.
Yeah.
Like has all the same kind of like, oh, they can get in their head, project visions, do lots of weird blood stuff with red balloons and like, I don't know. It's a huge It ripoff.
Big time. There's no doubt about it. And then there's like a weird, so he's going through this whole thing and then there's another balloon he comes across that just says, "Don't fuck with me" on it.
Yeah. In the sink. What?
Yeah. I was like, what? I was like,
I burst out laughing as soon as I saw it.
I did too. I was like, does this clown have like a vendetta against him? Like I thought creepy, like,
right? Like, yeah, no
demonic
word.
possessed. I'm not an expert, but I am. Demonic possessed clowns don't have vendettas like this. They're doing something for a particular, some pagan ritual thing, right?
Right, exactly. And apparently decompose quicker than you think.
I don't fuck with me. Just seems like a weird thing for a clown to write.
Yeah. So then we cut to Heather's. I think it's Heather's house, right? And we get
it's their place, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's their mutual house there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
it's Emma and Heather's apartment, house, apartment, whatever it is. Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the sign, but it made me question a lot of things. They're like making protest signs for something that's never explained, and Heather's sign says dogs are equals, not pets. And I was like, wait, what? And then she's talking about how they have a presentation at the Board of Education with these protest signs, and also like they have a dog.
Yeah, I missed all of this because I can't hear anything still at this point. Like the dialogue, I can't hear it. And I was cranking it up. It was so irritating. I was like, you know what? Okay. I don't care.
Yeah,
I missed all of that.
There's a lot of weird animal rights stuff, but also they have a dog.
Yeah, which was never shown in the first 35 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, and at the same time, Heather seemingly is at the same time she's believing that dogs are not pets, she's also the only one who's worried about this killer that's in their town. Like no one else seems concerned so far. Emma, even who is terrified of clowns, doesn't know it's a clown murderer, I guess, yet.
The sheriff is terrified.
Sure, but no one else is worried about this except for Heather.
Yeah.
And like
which is annoying because then she isn't. Like later on, she isn't.
Right. Yeah, no, nothing's consistent. And they're talking about how they're redirecting tourists to the next town 60 miles away. It's like, wait, where are we? Are we in Wyoming? Are we in North Dakota? Like where?
Oh my God. Yeah. And then I don't know if you have anything else there, but then we just cut to Emma sleeping in bed. I think. Yeah,
well, until right before that, they agree. If any of us see the clown, shout "stranger danger." Apparently, that's going to solve some kind of problem. Doesn't matter. No. So then we get to Emma in bed. Arm hanging off the bed is a classic. So like the dog comes over, lays at her feet. She puts her hand down. It's like licking her hand. She sleeps a little bit more. We cut away. We cut back. Something's licking her hand. And then we cut away to the dog in the hallway. So like it's a very classic arm. You never hang your arm off the bed because
No.
you never know what's going to get you.
Yeah, you don't do that. Safety tip for everyone: don't sleep with your arm off the bed.
No, and like showing the dog in the hallway is a great classic trope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is where it just continues with super loud noises. Like all the other noises outside of dialogue were super loud. I was constantly going up and down on the volume. It was really annoying. And
Which,
then
be honest for me, what would you do here in this situation? If you hear a ton of noises in the house, lots of things are happening, your first move is not to hide your eyes under the covers of the bed, right?
Correct.
Like you want to be on red alert.
Correct.
I want to see everything that's happening in my apartment. The first thing she does is cover up her face.
Yeah, no, that makes no sense. That's a terrible idea. I keep my shoes by my bed because I always think like, man, I want to have my shoes on.
Right.
In case shit goes down, I want to have shoes so I can run or kick or jump a little bit higher than I usually do. If I'm barefoot.
Sure, you got those Nike Air. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how I roll. So yeah, I think safety tips everyone should learn here is don't hang your arm over the bed when you sleep.
Never.
2, keep your shoes by your bed.
Always.
3, if you hear a loud noise, turn your lights on and pull your sheets off your bed.
Yeah, you start to you get in a defense position. You don't like hide underneath the covers. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, because everyone knows where you are. They're like, oh, you're underneath the bed sheets. Yeah, unless you have a prepared dummy underneath your bed that you can swap yourself out with and put the, you know what I mean, like kind of Ferris Bueller to throw them off the scent. But most people don't have that. So I would say just keep your shoes by your bed, turn the lights on, and then be ready to run.
Maddening.
Yeah, so then she gets up, creepy stuff's happening, doors open, she's walking around the house, and she goes into the bathroom, and then
can no one feel the clown? Like because the clown at this point has like touched them, has done a bunch of stuff of like jumping on top of Emma. Like the clown has done a bunch of interacting with the people.
Yeah,
but it always seems like it's a bad dream.
Yeah, and it's cheap, right? It's cheap.
Yeah, because like later on, it's inconsistent. Like later on, it is a real person, and it's not just messing with your mind. And it's I don't know, nothing makes sense.
No, it's cheap scares. So she goes into the bathroom. Tension's building. She gets in the bathroom, and then there's blood all over the sink again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another balloon that says "Goodbye, Sammy." Sammy's the name of the dog, by the way.
Yep. Sammy.
Yeah, rest in peace. I was like, that's fucked. Fuck this clown, man.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, Sammy knew all along. Like, Sammy's been growling the whole time.
Yeah, Sammy did know. Sammy, yeah, he's a good boy.
Sammy's the hero here. And then, like, the other thing that I wanted to point out at this point is that the sound design I really enjoy in this movie, other than the mixing being really poor, like, all of the spooky noises that they're doing, I really like. Like there are lots of creaky doors, lots of heavy breathing. Like, I don't know, they're building good tension with the music, even though this movie sucks.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think you're giving too much credit.
Really? You didn't like the way that they were using the music?
No.
All right.
So then, goodbye, Sammy. He's done. And then I think she just wakes up and it's just a dream.
Right. Yep. Which is stupid.
Yes. Okay. So Emma's had this crazy nightmare. We think it's a nightmare. It goes to the next morning. Unclear if the dog is dead. Right. Same. We're not sure technically, but
yeah. Oh, it seems real. I didn't think it was a nightmare until
this next scene, right? So next morning, wake up, and then I was also. Did we actually know their names at this point? Like, really know their names? Like, have their names been said yet?
I don't think so.
It's like we know Emma's because she's in like the summary, but
sure.
Anyways,
yeah. And I get that they're trying to make her look sweaty after her night terror, but it looks like they actually just poured a bucket of water on her.
Yeah, I was like, man, you are just And then it was too much.
Too wet.
Having a crazy panic attack. She's freaking out. She's going on about how someone was in the house, blah, blah, blah. And the funny part about this whole thing is like she never called for the dog. Now that I think about it.
No.
Right?
I mean, she didn't once she like started talking to Heather.
Yeah, because Heather tries to calm her down a bit, right? And she's like, "Oh," and then that's when Emma like admits she goes, "I have night terrors," and I was like, "Oh, classic, that explains it." But like, you just had a nightmare about the dog getting murdered brutally and like finding his blood and dog tag and dog chain, whatever, in his sink.
Yeah, and that's when they did bring it up because they were like, "Oh, well, he just runs away all the time."
Oh, is that? Oh, I probably just didn't hear it.
Yeah, you probably didn't hear it. So they were like, they did try to find him, and they're like, where is he now? And Heather just said, "Oh, well, you know him. He runs away all the time."
Oh, yeah, because like this whole scene where like when Heather was like they were outside, right, and she was trying to calm her down. Whatever, I couldn't hear a single thing they were saying. I was like cranking it up, and I was like, I'm not doing this because like I crank it up, it's gonna do a jump scare, and it's gonna be super loud, and it's gonna be really irritating. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah, no. And this is my first thought when I was like, wait a second, is Heather the clown?
They're all clowns. Everyone's a clown. You're a towel.
Yeah.
And then we jump back to Dad house. We call him Dad because I don't think we know his name yet either.
No, we don't yet.
He's dad of the daughter who died in the very beginning.
Yeah, who we never learn her name, right?
No, definitely not. And he's going for biz cash with his hat and his suit jacket.
Yep, making a phone call to the inexplicably British sheriff.
British sheriff, yep. He's got some good gems here, but this conversation was like really bad acting. It was just a bad conversation. But he's got a good gem of a line or two in here, right? Or one.
Yeah, like, I don't care what you think about me. You got to do your job. And then he replies, "I promise I'm doing everything I can." I'm like, okay, you've read a book once, and this is the perfect setup for vigilante justice. Like the sheriff is clearly disregarding him.
100%.
And I'm like, well, if I were that guy, I guess I would probably go and try and avenge my daughter's killer too.
Yeah, let me just take my trusty crossbow and
sure.
shoot some clowns.
Yeah, when in Rome or Wyoming or wherever the fuck this is.
So then we jump back to the ice cream shop where the kids work, Jonah, Emma, and Heather. And
Emma's reading the news online. Did you catch the headline on the online newspaper she's reading?
No.
Dad reacts to loss of daughter, and it's got a picture of crossbow guy. It's like, wait. I was like, this happened like 12 hours ago. Like, in the timeline, how is this news already? And what's happening? Dad reacts to loss of daughter. Yeah, I bet he's bummed.
Oh my God. And I was also confused at what this shop was that they worked at, because like this shop looks like it literally sells everything.
Yeah, Watts's fountain soda, whatever, soda fountain.
Yeah, soda fountain there and the OC there, but there was everything. There's like, it looked like a terrible truck stop. It also looked like a diner. Then it also sold ice cream. Dad walks in, mopey, and then there's kind of like a weird
mopey about his daughter dying.
Well, yeah. I guess it did only happen 12 hours ago, huh?
Yeah.
So he walks in, but then like him and Emma have like this weird connection all of a sudden where like it just cuts them just like talking about the bad stuff that's going on, and Emma thinks that it's happening to her.
Well, before that, it cuts to our heroes, Emma and Heather, are talking about movie night, and
did they name a movie? No,
but they said, "Oh yeah, whatever, as long as it's not a horror movie." Oh my God. But no, and this is when she gets really awkward and goes up to Daddy and says, "Excuse me, sir, I'm really sorry about what happened to your daughter." It's like, again, this happened 12 hours ago. Like, and she goes, "I'm sorry, but I think whatever happened to your daughter is happening to me right now."
Yeah, that's a good point. This happened 12 hours ago. Why is this guy even on the street?
I don't know. I'd be
like, home in an alcoholic binge, probably.
Yeah, trying to figure out arrangements or like, I don't know.
Calling her mom.
Yeah, what a nightmare. What a nightmare.
No, instead he goes to the ice cream shop.
Yeah. Well, maybe to try and feel normal. I don't know.
So they're having a conversation. I still could not hear anything what they were saying. Lots of exposition at this point, I assume.
Well, this is when they explain a bunch of like, well, was there a date and a time written on the balloon?
Yeah, I got that, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, and then I like how after he asks that, she says, "Yeah, definitely." And he goes, nah, I don't want to scare you." Wait, you already scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, man. What are you doing? Are you
It's too
kidding?
late for that.
Yeah, you what? Like, no, too late.
Yeah. And then he just like expositions a bunch about what happened. Well, I was going to take her to the doctor, but then at the exact date and time written on the balloon, that's when she was murdered.
It's like,
Oh, good to know.
yeah, this is important. You know, if someone comes to you and is like, hey, I think I'm experiencing the same thing.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. And then he's complaining about the sheriff not doing anything, which, like, come on. Like, the sheriff,
He's
he
doing his
seems like he's
best.
trying his best. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's British.
Sure.
I don't know what
That
that
means
means.
responsible.
Yeah.
Shout out to our UK listeners.
Hey, it's right. Hitting it up. And then he says, "Go to the police, and if they can't help you, I will."
Yeah.
That's how he leaves it.
And then he writes his phone number on a napkin. And I was really, really hoping that he was going to like sketch a picture of the clown and be like, if you see this clown, call me. How funny would that have been?
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like
So
goofy ears of hair.
wishful thinking.
And then we cut to a new date and time, nighttime drive, right? And this is the first time update we've gotten, I think, since the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. They'll
It
become
is.
a lot more frequent all of a sudden, but
Yes, they will as the hours get closer. So now it's Tuesday, May 29th, 11:09 p.m., 27 hours until the attack.
roughly. So if it said 27 hours until the attack, I would have been happy. It says 27 hours until attack. And all of them say that. And it makes me
right.
kind of upset.
Until attack.
Just put the extra word in. I don't know. It's infuriating. And also, like, why are they driving around at 11:06 p.m. on a Tuesday?
Yeah, where are they going? That ice cream shop seems to stay open pretty late, by the way.
I guess so, but it doesn't seem like they're, night shift this particular day. I don't think. Oh, maybe. No.
No, 11 o'clock at night. No, like small. If it's supposed to be small town, those places close at like 10 o'clock, the latest.
Yeah, they're just driving around. And this is when they do another bunch of expositioning about the plot of the movie. Almost used it as the quote for the beginning of, "You think there's a paranormal circus clown after you? And he was nice enough to warn you ahead of time?" Like Heather is incredulous that Emma thinks that there's a circus clown trying to murder her.
Yeah, great friend. Like, you believe me here a little bit, right?
Right? Yeah. Terrible friend. Heather's the worst. I hate Heather so much.
Single white female, I'm telling you.
Shout out to Heather if you want to be on the podcast.
Hit us up. You're a terrible friend, but if you want to be on, let us know. And then we get a bunch of then and like it's like an improv class here,
Yeah.
right? So Heather is basically, I don't believe you, blah blah blah. Then we get a shot of the clown sighting on the side of the street as she's driving.
Love it.
Then we get the car stop immediately because Emma's not paying attention because she saw the clown and Heather's being a jerk.
Yep.
And then we see the sheriff's dead body in the middle of the road.
Right. We almost ran over the sheriff. We didn't even realize he was there.
Yep.
And this is when the car fills with balloons again, like really leaning into the it themes of things. And the clown starts to drive away. But did you, when it showed us the sheriff's ribs, did you notice them kind of like jiggling in the wind? Like they were made of the styrofoam that they definitely are because it's a prop.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. If you go back and watch it, it's like,
I won't.
Why are the ribs wiggling like that? It was very upsetting to me. And then I love the balloon message of it wasn't a dream. Oh, okay. Thanks, balloon. Yeah, I'm pretty aware now.
The balloons are so informative. So then the clown jumps in their car and steals their car. So now he's in for murder and grand theft auto.
Right.
Yep, wasn't a dream. Cool. And I think we're gonna get a scent. Well, whatever. Anyway, so
we're back at the ranch now, right?
Yeah, we jump back to Heather and Emma's house. So they don't have a car, so they're out in the middle of nowhere now, right? In the road.
Correct.
And we jump back to their house. Door is open, and Jonah shows up.
Right, and like the clown is just stomping around.
Yeah, he's like, they're not home. I drove home to their place, and I'm just stomping around, eating their pasta. So Heather and Emma are then just kind of left out in the middle of nowhere. The clown stole their car, and then we just cut back to their house, whatever. And then just the clown is kind of just clowning around their apartment.
So angry.
Yes, gotcha. Yes.
Wait, and also, did you say hoose earlier? Like, shout out to our Canadian listeners.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to diversify here.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I was wondering if you were doing a hockey thing or.
Yeah, no, back at the hoose.
Gotcha.
How do you say it?
House.
No, that doesn't sound right. So we're back at the hoose. Emma and Heather's hoose.
Right. The clown is stomping all around the hoose.
We'd say clowning around. And Jonah, the temporary manager of the ice cream shop, shows up at the house.
Yeah, who looks like he's 40. And I'm very confused about everyone's age in this movie.
Yeah, no one looks proper. And the door is wide open, so he, as I guess most people would do, walks in and investigates.
I guess, but also, why would you walk into a house like that? Like, so I have a friend, shout out to Matt, who doesn't listen to podcasts very much, but his parents' house, they don't live there anymore. But if you wanted to, when they lived there, you could just walk up and walk into their house. They left the doors open constantly.
Like open as in unlocked, or open as in like just open?
Sometimes open as in open.
Okay.
So like more always open as in unlocked, but sometimes Matt would even leave the door to like his garage apartment open. And so
that's how we do things in New England, just
right. Like I guess I get it, but at the same time, why would you do this?
Yeah, I also think if I showed up at your place and your door was wide open, I would stand at the door and I'd maybe take one step inside and I would yell your name a couple times. If it didn't hear you, I would call you.
Right.
And also, first thing I'd do is I'd call your phone, and then if you didn't answer, I'd probably then call 911.
Right. Exactly. And also, like, we're leaving our doors open in Hampstead, New Hampshire. Shout out to Hampstead. Safest place going. If I knew that there was a clown murderer lurking around our town, right, like all of our characters know at this point,
right? There's a manhunt. There's a manhunt out. They're like,
I'm definitely not going to leave my doors open.
Right. So if the door is open, then that means
there's a clown inside.
that means there's a clown inside. That means there's a Clowntergeist inside.
Yeah.
So he's an idiot, and he's just walking around, poking around their apartment, and it's really stupid. It's kind of annoying how slow this is. They're trying to build tension, but it's kind of, I don't know.
Disagree a little bit. I feel like our guy Aaron here is making good artistic choices in this movie. Like I am, like the critics, according to Aaron, the critics are giving him credit for his scares. It's the one thing that he thinks he knows how to do, which
good thing we're not critics. We're not critics.
Yeah, no, and he does not know how to do scares that well. But at the same time, I appreciate like some of the shots here, like the way that the hallway shot was, right, where Jonah is walking in and out of doorways. Like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing. It could have been a good shot, right? Like I think it's like I like the idea of it. I like the idea of the hallway. I like the idea of the passing in and out of certain doors. Executed poorly.
Yes,
it could have been good. I'm trying to give Aaron some credit here. Like I feel like you're on the right path. Try again. Make another movie. Russ and I will probably cover it.
We'll do it. We got you. We got your back.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's
no, we don't. No, not at all. Not one bit. This isn't Jaws with a clown.
No, we'll continue to insult you.
Yes. Because anyone who says it's Jaws of the clown, come on, stop it.
And as we always say, fuck you. If you want to be on the podcast, send us an email.
And that's a term of endearment right there. That's not like
right.
So Jonah's walking around, building tension. It's kind of. I don't know. It's not really getting scary. And then we get like another jump scare. Clown just grabs him in the hallway and throws him in another room. And
yep, clown pops out, grabs him, drags him into a different room. That looks actually kind of dumb. I think the clown aesthetic in that particular scene was like not good. Like the unnatural movements that they've been doing the rest of the time that actually made me kind of scared, unsuccessfully doing it here.
Yeah, I agree. And then he just gets tied up.
Yeah.
Emma and I mean, that's it. There's nothing else to say about it. So Emma and Heather, I guess, walked back to their apartment. Again, I don't know how big this. It's certainly less than 60 miles because that's the next town over. So
yeah, I mean, it's Orange, so
maybe they just got an Uber home.
Yeah, we know exactly where it is. We don't know where it's supposed to be. We know exactly where it is.
And then they get home and Jonah's sitting there tied up with a balloon, and he looks like I was waiting for him to just be like destroyed, dead. He's not. He's just tied up.
Yeah, I was really hoping
the clown just knocked him out, and that was it.
Super lame.
All right, so he was just tied up. The girls come back, and then there's like this garbage conversation happens between the three of them, justifying like why cell phones don't exist because
this made me so angry.
The clown just took their cell phones.
Yeah, he cut all the phone lines, and I can't get an internet call going either. Of course not. This is when we get like Emma starts to be kind of a smart person and says, "Hey, I'm leaving town. Whoever wants to come with me, more than welcome, but we're getting the fuck out of here."
Yeah, like that makes the most sense. So there's a lot. I don't know, this is all pretty stupid. Like justification for reasons why they now don't have phones. Like that's a problem with movies today, right? You have to write a reason why you don't have phones because phones solve all of the problems that you could potentially run into.
Right. Right.
So
why didn't you just look this up?
yeah. Like, and then it's just like the clown stole your cell phones. All right, he's a demon. He's a possessed demon clown. He doesn't know. And then
right.
They cut all the phone lines. You guys have a landline? You guys are you should be too young to even know what a landline is.
No, but also cutting the phone lines is also going to cut the internet for sure. Like if you're
yeah, I mean if this clown knows anything about anything.
Yeah, if you're cutting the cable to the house, you're not going to like be like pick and choose which cable. You're going to just like cut all the cables, right?
Yeah, just chop it all off. You're done. That's it.
Yeah.
You're shut down from everything. But yeah, then you're right. Yeah, Emma has the best idea. She's like, I'm leaving town. Let's go.
Yeah. It feels like we're coming up on the climax. Like something has to change here because I'm upset.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna leave that tense moment right there of the three friends trying to figure out how do they get out of this shitty town.
Yep, you're welcome.
On the manhunt, but we're gonna leave it for another episode. So I would say thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2 of this. But in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're also ITMT Pod on Twitter.
Right. Or if you're feeling old fashioned, you can send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. And as always, you can find all of our episodes at itsthismeetsthat.com.